There you go. Much better. Much better. I can hear myself talk on the chat. Everything looks good to me. See one person in there. Looks like Turt's going to be coming too.
Nice.
But yeah, he said CHP in Charlotte. We can make that happen. Get a little rainstorm. Sure, why not? And that's good. Cool. Hello, hello. I see you, Marie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Just checking a few things on my side before we actually get started. And waiting on one guy as well. I think Sir should be here soon. Okay, look at you. Coffee already out the gates.
And I got caught from behind, which has never happened in CSFA.
Big facts. Hope they kind of going down that time though. Let me bring my stats up and stuff as well.
It's trash.
Yeah, I've got your stats open too. I figured we'd be talking about that.
Like I had my browser open, but it was like down, and I had a alt tab to get off of the game and all the craziness. Nice to have a catch there. But you ain't going nowhere.
I just noticed how unlucky Lancelot has been with drops.
How good he is?
No, bad. Like,
Oh,
he has 29 receptions and 14 drops.
yeah, that's tough.
Also, though, he has 29 receptions and 934 yards, which is ridiculous.
Get hitting them bombs all day long.
Yep.
I don't know if Turts is in the actual chat, but yeah, you're still good to join.
Oh, this is gonna be trash.
What's that?
I've got a round of Black Ops Zombies going.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Patrick Whipple, who's that? What's up, Turts? Uh-oh. Okay, Charlotte, getting in the end zone. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Don't remind me.
Tough.
All right, so are we doing this?
Yeah, we doing it.
Hello.
What's up, Turts?
Hi. I'm sorry. I forgot. Eastern time was weird, but it's okay.
It's all good. We can get started though. Just chat a little bit. See some more people come through as we get started.
This is dangerous.
But welcome to the Stack 'em Up podcast. First one that we're going to try to do, along with our stated address that we'll do on another day, of course, coming soon. So make sure you look out for that. But I'm happy to be on Twitch once again, hitting the affiliate. We went through the paperwork with the homie Caboose, who is also in the booth, along with Turts and Casey Colby. Show some love to your peoples.
How's it going, everyone? I'm back. Believe it or not.
I'm thrilled to see it.
Hi, Stacks.
Why say hi to me? Say hi to your people.
Hi. Who are my people? I have no people.
The people here in
Hello,
the chat.
everybody.
Well, 3 people. I see the 3
Hello.
people. We need some
Hello.
more.
KC, Colby, Caboose, and this game ain't dead. Or Stack the Rep.
You know who I am. But yeah, we're happy to be back on Twitch. As you can see, we got the Sunday Rivals going again. Give you some more content, a little bit of out-of-worldly stuff outside of what we do in the actual league, using Access Football 2021, soon to be 23. Cannot wait for that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm counting the days so I can see some solid toe tap cheese animations from our wide receivers. I cannot wait. What are y'all thoughts so far on what 21 is looking like and where you think we're going to see from 23?
I'll take a crack at that because I already kind of know what's happening. We're getting an overhaul of the visual aspect of the game, which is going to make the logic, game-wise, have to play out a bit better. It's going to create new scenarios for us visually, and it's going to really freshen up how we interact and look at the game. And it should really help us retain viewership because the game is now actually going to look like it's a real game of football.
It's going to be sweet to see. What are you thinking about over there, Colby?
All I care about are the sideline catches.
And I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. It's going to be a fun ride as we start prepping towards that. I think it should be here by the time we get to season number 6. I'm pretty sure it's going to line up close to that point, whether it starts like right after we start the season or a little bit in between. It should be around that time where we see it, depending on like production for the Axis team, all the good stuff. But hey, I'm hyped to see it. I've seen a lot of gameplay on the back chat with the homies in the Patreon chat. I love to see more of those clips and talk with the developers. It's a fun ride. But we could talk a little bit about the CSFA or the USFA. Y'all could pick a league, and we could go over some season stats, career stats, whatever y'all want to do.
Let's start with the pros.
I'm down to start with the pros. Let me go ahead and bring the season stats so far that we got. And we got the quarterbacks looking pretty nice. Sean Bridges currently leads in passing yards at the current moment, over 2,500. A solid rookie season, if I do say so myself. But Montaigne's still that lady. She's doing her thing too. What are you thinking about this group of quarterbacks?
Well, I think it was becoming evidently clear that Montaigne and her reign, so to speak, is soon to be challenged with West and Bridges both coming up. It was inevitable that the competition got better for the quarterback, and
Overdue. Well,
yeah, it's way overdue.
Got to give credit to a couple more quarterbacks as well. Dominique 2 times clearly having his best season of his career, 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And helps that he finally has some real blood talent-wise, both from the running back and wide receiver spots.
Yeah, Arizona almost overnight turned into a pretty good team. And clearly the team to beat right now, in my opinion.
So far, they really haven't had a close game. They've been dominating every chance they got on the field. Their last game was pretty beastly too, against Huntington Beach. But we'll see if anyone could take them down. We still got plenty of more time in the season. We're only at week number 6 is where we're coming to. So make sure you watch out for the games on Thursday for that. We can talk about the running backs a little bit. Ulf Jacobson, I know a guy that's running Ulf Jacobson is pretty pleased with what he's seeing. Over 650 yards at the current moment, leading the league in rushing touchdowns, along with some solid stats in the receiving game, even though he doesn't really care for it. One of two running backs that has a receiving touchdown up to this point. And what are you thinking about that, Kabusa? How you liking your players so far?
I mean, it's about time. His rookie year was, in my opinion, rather forgettable, but we're working
You
there.
say that, but you won't forget it for anything.
No, I won't forget it ever.
But also on the running back side, there's talk about Action Jackson being overrated. Along with Mike doing his thing as a rookie as well. Those are the top 3 running backs at the current moment, and it's pretty safe to say that Ulf Jackson is in the driver's seat in regards to getting running back of the year so far. What are your thoughts on Mike, the former Mile High running back?
You know, Mike was always kind of overshadowed playing with Ulf, but he is still a solid back, and you can't overlook him now that he's got his own spot. Um, you've got to start respecting the Pittsburgh run, even though he hasn't really had as much fanfare, say, as Ulf.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really a shame because one of the things that surprises me the most about the top 3 running backs, look at the number of carries they all have. Ulf, Mike, and AJ all have within 1 carry of each other. It's from 121 carries to 123, which is hilarious when you look at the difference in efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ulf Jackson over 5, Mike is at 4 even, and Action is at 3 even.
Yeah, and then you have the second tier of running backs, which are all in the 80s, from 80 to 89, and all doing extremely poorly. But just that grouping really cracks me up. And honestly, for Mike to be doing this well his rookie season, I think it's a fantastic year for him. It looks like he's at the start of a great career.
Most definitely. Looks like the average in regards to all of our running backs is a 2.9. So if you're above that, you're not doing bad for your team. But you see right there, King Jamal, Herrick Dennery, the rookie, and Quentin Robbins still has a little bit more work to do. But nothing wrong with that. Still got plenty of time to get those stats up and see if they could get something rolling. Ulf Jackson also leading the league in rushing touchdowns with 8 in the span of 5 games. A very, very fast start indeed. You can't be mad at that. And we could go to these wide receivers. Let's see what's happening on the wide receiver side. Of course, your mom is leading the way at the current moment in yards with 68 catches as well. That's 3rd in the league right now, behind Tom Krieg and Joseph. C. Turt's in there. He knows that player very well. You want to speak on how your mom's doing so far?
So your mom is on it, so she's in one of the highest passing offenses in the league, but she gets the stats in that spot though. You have to take that into account. If you had all these other receivers in that exact same spot with the exact same quarterback, would they succeed? And yes, obviously, but would they succeed as much as your mom? It's debatable, but I don't think so. You look at the yards per reception, it's Sir Lancelot has it, I think, blocked down overall, but he's also at a completely different receiver spot and somehow getting less targets. Like, I understand that, but if he had the 32.2 on 100 targets or 68 receptions, that'd be absolutely crazy. He'd probably be at, he's at 934 now. He'd be well over 1209, 1065 that Joseph and your mom have. But it's crazy. Catch percentage, Joseph is going to be probably your best at catching the ball.
Less than half the catches
But
of your mom and has the same amount of touchdowns. So that's all you really need to say. Sir Lancelot, the rookie, doing his thing. The former stallion out of OCSU doing his thing. Going a little bit down the list. Bubba Hill doing solid. 40 for 555. That's a pretty cool number. I might play that number in the lottery sometime, maybe. Moldy Cheese, I see the rookie right there. He still needs a little bit of work, but good in the backup role for what I've been seeing. Isaiah Fowler looking nice as well. Solid stats overall. Let's check the yard per reception average. Looks like it's 13.8. So that's looking pretty nice right there. A lot of yak as well from all these receivers. Drop percentage looks a little sketchy in some places, especially we were talking before we actually got started. And Sir Lancelot has a 28% drop percentage. So
I would say that in general, that's where the rookies are really standing out in the bad way. Because, yeah, it's 28 for Lancelot, but look at the rest. You've got 31 for Moldy Cheese. You've got 28.3 for Isaiah Fowler, 26.6 for Witten. Now, there is one noteworthy exception in Keown, but I don't know how long that's going to hold up.
pretty sure Keown isn't a rookie. He's been in the league for a minute.
Oh, my apologies.
No worries.
He's been in the league for a while.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
In that case, all the rookies are dropping the shit.
Yeah, they need to get their that catch rating up there. That was a nice pin there on that game. But
I don't know. I mean, you say that, but if you look at what Lancelot has done for Arizona, I think just having that occasional big play is what they needed more than reliable hands.
I could understand the logic there. I could understand that. Let's see here. Tight end time. Okay, we got Frederick Kaiser. He's the leader from Huntington Beach. 33 catches, 461 in regards to the yards, 6 TDs. Solid season for him so far. Vic Datsun right behind him. I know that guy. 23 receptions, 388, 3 TDs. And he definitely has the better edge in regards to the drop percentage in between those two tight ends. What are y'all thoughts so far on the tight end side?
I mean, really, this is just more playbooks than players. If you look
Mm-hmm.
at Tacoma, Vic isn't on the field that much less targeted. He's easily the best tight end of this group in terms of talent. He's just not being used enough.
That's why those strategies and checking with your playbooks is very important in the league. Just trying your best to find that good niche to get your best playmakers on the field. I'm sure Sullivan Plan is going to be working on a few things for sure. I've been hitting him up about that as well because Vic Datsun needs to hit that field just like you say a lot more than he has been. Outside of those two, though, Antonio Lewis, a respectable 18 for 302, 1 TD as well. Solid 3 spot in regards to the actual yardage there. Can't be mad at that. And Gataki as well, 27 for 175. Evan Hunt, the other rookie tight end here in that last draft, 17 catches, 136. Not bad at all, I will say.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm surprised by Hunt. I thought he would be, like, he obviously doesn't really have the targets right now, which is weird to me because we pass a lot. I don't know why he's not getting targeted. I think I've heard you say this before, but I think you said when there's better receivers on the field, they get one of the lesser of them get the least targets, including tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how he's not getting. He's getting 25 targets. It's not like it's. I mean, he's getting 5 targets a game.
That's really not much, yeah.
Especially when your quarterback's passing. Let me do the math.
But the thing is, though, he is the worst receiver on the team.
He is, but when your
Of
quarterback's passing
non-bot
56
people.
times a game, you'd think you'd get more than 5 on the tight end.
No.
Well, if you want to include Dan Green on it, I'll say he'd be second worst if you include Dan Green. Right?
I mean,
Yeah, that's
because at
Dan
least
Green only
I don't
has
know,
like
'cause
20
Green doesn't have any in
less
blocking,
yards.
you know what I mean?
what's that?
Green doesn't have any in blocking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Hunt. Pretty sure Hunt does.
Yeah, which is why, like I said, you want him on the field, but you don't want him getting many targets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his speed is pretty good. Like, it's not terrible, but it's okay.
I think it's in the
Like,
80s, right?
Is it 85?
Pretty sure it's in the 80s for Evan Hunt.
80, 85, 80 something, 80.
But that's
Like
likely the case
62 catch
with most
is
of these
pretty
players.
good.
Because there's a lot of IAs on this.
See Charlotte on the one field right there. They're just running through CHP. How you feel about that, Colby?
It's not real. Doesn't matter. well, I mean, it's not their actual attributes. Like, this really means nothing.
Yeah, I know. I just gotta pick at you a little bit. But let me see here. Yeah, Evan Hunt has 80 speed. Yeah, you're right. 80 speed.
Yeah, but he's got the 60 awareness is also probably holding him down a little bit.
Marginal. I mean, 60 you could still work some catches. You won't be dropping like that. That's more about like what's the word I'm looking for? Like being in the right spot to make those catches. So maybe in regards to some of those targets, it'll be a lot easier for him to catch a ball that way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
outside of
Bear
that,
in mind that the players around him are going to have 80 speed as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's not burning CSFA bots anymore. Like, he's going up against actual talent. I think that you're better off with that number being low.
Okay.
Well, I mean, his catching is okay. Like, he'll get catches. He'll catch the ball. It's not like he'll drop it a ton.
To be fair, though, that's probably because he's only being targeted when he's wide open.
Pretty much. Whereas Vic Datsun, he gets some targets, but I've seen a good amount when he goes up the field. There's usually a guy around him somehow, some way, when he's not doing the short routes.
Datsun is probably the second best option on the team, with Krieg being the number one.
I'll give you second best, yeah. Krieg lucky I ain't playing wide receiver. I mean, I'll show him how it's done, you know what I'm saying?
Datson's probably better by now.
I forgot what attributes are.
I'll see this occasionally for some reason, but it might be Bridges awareness. Maybe. But sometimes you'll have a completely open guy just sitting there.
Axis AI is not a wonderful thing. I mean, that's just...
And we could kind of correlate that with HBV's quarterback with Rebecca. You know, see how Frederick Kaiser has more targets to them, but you could also say the passing amount as well kind of helps his case too, because Tacoma doesn't pass as much as HBV does this season. So it could go either way. There's a good amount of factors, I'd say, that goes into it. Let me see. Yeah, Vic Dotson's at 89 speed now. And let me see. I want to see Tom Creek's stats real quick. Damn fumble. Okay. 86 speed, 83 catch, 60 awareness. They ain't bad. They ain't bad at all. Okay. we can talk about the kickers, punters. That's a kind of a short list right there. Let me.
But I do think it's worth pointing out that we have a kicker who is yet to make a field goal.
That's tough. That's tough.
Who is this?
DiMacchio.
Macchio.
Yeah. Tough.
He is 0 for 6.
That's rough.
And I think that's
3 for
mostly
6 on
because
extra
they
points.
really can't move the ball down the field. A lot of times they take those long 50-yarders, and he just does not have the leg.
Yeah.
That's happened a good amount of
Well,
times
he's
this
3
season.
for 6 on extra points.
Yeah, because it's close. It's not 50 yards away.
He's 50%. That's still not very good.
No, it's absolutely horrible.
Would you rather be 3 for 6 or 0 for 6?
I mean,
Amen. The
Well,
next
I
subject.
think
I'm just kidding.
is that Charlotte has scored 6 touchdowns the entire season.
Pretty much, yeah. That's tough. Give me a couple
That is-
teams.
That is really rough, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Pitt, what's amazing about that, Pitt only has 10. And that feels wrong.
With how their record is?
Maybe they've gone for more 2-point conversions than I'm.
Bobby
like,
Markham has 6 passing touchdowns, and King Jamal has 0 rushing touchdowns.
That's
They have 6 touchdowns overall.
No, I'm talking about Pitt. West only has 6 touchdowns yet. And then
Oh.
obviously I'm not expecting shit from their
Well-
4 for so it is 10 touchdowns for Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, because as you pointed out with their record, I did expect more.
They've been playing some decent defense so far this season. Let me see. So, kicker-wise, looks like Brent Skoma is that guy right now, only missing 1 kick up to this point. Solid job. Let me see what else we have. Falcon DiMacchio, we already talked about him. Felix Delachon, he is perfect so far. 18 field goals made. 18 extra points made and 17 field goals made. So solid job from the homie Delachon.
And honestly, the STL kicker bot is doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
9 for 12 with just 70s. Like, I'll take that every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing better than a user player, so
That's tough.
something.
Well, your user player, I'm pretty sure, is also at like 280. So,
And spent poorly, if I remember.
Mhm.
He's just even on kicking power and ability.
Solid job by the kickers there. Punting wise, who has the most inside the 20? That would be Pittsburgh's bot, CTE. Look at Mike taking that one in. That's nice.
so how does Joshua No have 37 punting yards on 40 punts? What's up with that?
I don't know, bro.
But 9 inside 20?
I don't know, bro. I put them all in. It lines.
Yeah, I don't think that's right either.
Yeah. Let me see the career stats, see what it says.
Oh, I thought he just like was really bad at punting or something, but I don't know.
No, if
Yeah.
you were that bad, I feel like we would have noticed it.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna double check that because I'm pretty sure I have them all in. Unless I missed something. I'll come to that in a little bit. But we're going to go to the defense. And it's going to talk about the linebackers. Of course, Dexter Jackson is leading the way in tackles with 55 so far. And in sacks with 5.
Now that is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 forced fumbles.
Adding a little bit of a pass defense there to deflect the passes. Nice start to the season for him. Arn Jacobson right behind him in tackles with 53. No sacks on the season so far, though, with 2 forced fumbles.
I mean, this is really unexpectedly dominant because Jackson is leading in tackles for loss, sacks, and forced fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No, it really doesn't.
And he's
But
done this
what a
forever,
season.
pretty much.
He's done this before. He's been that dominant before. I mean,
Like he's been good his whole career.
pretty much. He's been balling out this season.
Also, I think it's
To be
kind
fair,
of
though, HBV has had their defense on the field a lot more this year.
This is true.
that is
Probably
very
more
true.
than Arizona had, and that's probably the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ulf is on Arizona. Arn is on Pittsburgh.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is true because the first or the top dog defense wise in regards to tackles for Arizona is Devontae Tree, and he has 30 tackles. So that tells you all you need to know.
it kind of is surprising me how linebacker Trace, a bot, is outperforming Alan Otero somehow on the same team.
Yeah, that is
I'm
crazy.
just
And they're one ahead of everything except for a forced fumble.
also Charlotte's linebackers are surprisingly good for Charlotte. Like
Also on the field a
Datsun I
lot.
expect, but Watt and Tire Wire England.
Yeah, Tire Wire England ahead of Preston Datsun by 4 tackles.
So how come it says total for those folks?
Their bots, so I pretty much marked them down. Is actually I don't even know. I was thinking I was supposed to take them all the way off of the board, like for people that don't have access to the sheet. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen. I guess it keeps it up still.
So is linebacker Tress multiple players or one player on multiple teams? Like what?
It's one player. It's just like whenever you click it on, like you see the plus next to it.
Yeah, nothing happens when I click it.
Yeah, that's because I have access to it. I could turn it off and on, and it's the actual player. I don't know if it showed up on your side. You probably need to refresh it, but
No, it looks normal now.
Yeah.
Do that for all of them because the total thing is just fucking weird.
yeah, I just wanted to take all the bots off because their bots don't really
But
care about
it
those.
doesn't take them off. It just displays them in a weird way that makes you wonder what the hell is going on.
That game.
Fine.
Got me addicted to the Sunday game.
What the hell? Who that is? Oh, what's up, Dragon Rage?
What's up?
What's going
You got
on,
me
man?
addic- You got me addicted to Sunday Rivals.
Oh yeah. It's a pretty dope game. It's a pretty dope game. I ain't gonna lie.
It's so simple, but it's so much fun.
Oh man.
Where did games like this go?
Well, they get pushed to the side because they're not Madden for all the Madden lovers. I don't know why, but I love games like this. They're so much fun.
People don't play Madden because they love it. They
They
play it because it's the only big budget football game that's available.
I still play 2K8, like 2K8, 2K5, and all the old ones.
I do too. I was actually thinking about
those
playing that
ones are
too
great.
while we were doing the stream, but I didn't want to distract myself. I didn't want to get all crazy and stuff in the game and talk about the CSFA and USFA stuff. That was the only thing that was stopping me. And we're not doing all that stuff on the channel. But maybe on my own personal channel we could do that. But yeah, solid game. I love Sunday Rivals, and I'm in the server. It's hot. A lot of fun. A lot of people posting this stuff, and it's real cool. I like
It's
it.
like that Legend Bowl game.
I was thinking about playing Legend Bowl too. I was thinking about making the teams for Legend Bowl, but I was like, that's too much work.
It's not a good game. Like
You don't like Legend Bowl?
I really don't.
What's wrong with it?
Why? Explain.
I don't know. I guess 30 years ago I played Tecmo Bowl and not enough changed over 3 fucking decades to make it worth celebrating.
Valid point.
Valid.
He has a good point, but think about it. Look at Madden, and then look at think about Madden.
I'm
what
not
we have
saying
with
we play Madden. I haven't bought Madden since COVID, and I hadn't bought it in a few years prior to that. But let's face it, during COVID we all made.
We
Bad
all made some
decisions.
desperate moves.
Yeah, yeah. We needed distractions. But no, like I like playing Axis, and there's
Axis football.
Such a classic.
but like I don't know.
Jerry Riggs, you up
This
in
one,
here?
like I admit, like I find the actual animation adorable. And like it is kind of fun to watch. Like I'm not knocking this, but Legend Bowl, like there's nothing special or endearing about it. It's just another retro style game, and like
Yeah.
there've been so many of those. Like it's just
It's also in the same
you
boat
can
as
you can play fucking
28 Rivals
emulators
too.
of Tecmo Bowl with updated rosters. Like do that.
There's also a it's
Pro
also in the
Football
same boat.
Simulation. I forgot what the name of that game was, but that's another.
No, there's a
one.
lot of
Yeah.
yeah. I've
There are
bought
a lot of
most
games
of
that
them
are
at some
just
point.
so much better than Madden. And you know I'm right.
But yeah, I definitely for anyone who is interested in football games, don't buy Madden.
Please don't.
Because like
don't be that
every
guy.
dollar they make makes it easier for them to hold on to that license.
This
And as
year
long as
looks
they have an
solid, but
exclusive
I'm not
deal,
buying
you'll never get a
pre-ordering.
good football game.
Nope.
It
Ooh.
looks they have so much promise this year, but I'm not
No,
pre-ordering.
no,
that
they
bitch.
don't. They really don't.
I've got the same promises they do every year.
Yeah, nothing has changed
Which is none?
since the 25-year anniversary game. Like that was the last decent Madden that's come out, and even that one wasn't great.
It was solid.
It was
but wasn't good.
it was slightly above mediocre. It was slightly above mediocre, but it got the job done a lot better than these Maddens. That's what I'll say about it. And I did like the inclusion with like NCAA football 14 and stuff. Like that was pretty cool. But outside of that, that was pretty much the base of what I liked about that. Where were we? We kind of just went around a little bit, but
We were talking linebackers was the last thing.
oh yes, linebackers here. Billy Bob Booker Thompson looking nice so far. He has a sack, 41 tackles.
I mean, really, after Dexter Jackson, like there's no one worth talking about.
Hey,
Hey.
Preston Datson's
I
here.
exist,
This is my
okay?
podcast. I'm going to talk about him. 35 tackles, 3 sacks. Ha! Take that. But no, seriously. Yeah, that was pretty much it though. Corners. Let's go. Kayla Montaigne, obviously the top lady in the spot. 64 tackles, 2 interceptions. Low count for interceptions. I expect a little bit higher with all the passing, but there's been a lot of overthrows and completions so far. I guess they haven't really had too many opportunities, but right now Caitlin's the top lady.
I mean, 11 deflections is pretty legit too.
Yeah, that too. I think I was just thinking in regards to just turnovers. I forgot all about pass deflections. But let's see. How many total interceptions? No, that's the wrong one. 6 so far. 6 on the season. So that's a little bit over 1 a week. Interesting. Pack Drescott looking nice in the second year as well. Pretty much half the tackles, or almost half the tackles of Kayla Montaigne, but solid in the pass deflection. Can't be mad at that. And safety wise, let me see here. It's sorted by pass deflections here. That's why it's kind of like weird. But looks like Mikey Jackson's leading in that portion with 7. And looks like the Bob McBob. I don't know how Bob McBob is doing it, but he's like killing the career stats in safety. Like we'll talk about that a little later, but that's just
Lack of
ridiculous.
competition. Like look at the safeties around him.
60.
There's no one good at safety.
Yeah,
I don't know.
John Carter has promise, but he's not there yet.
Safety isn't it's not a high impact role in a game, I don't think. Like, your safety is not going to do anything crazy for you. He's just going to stop.
I mean,
Like, he's going to do his job if you have a good
absolutely be
safety.
game changer, but it's got to be a good safety. Like and there isn't a good safety in the league. Again, I agree with that Carter shows promise, but like Carter is a rookie, like
See, that's the thing though. Bob McBob doesn't have like a whole bunch of TPE either. You know what I'm
No, I agree.
saying? Like that's the crazy thing. Let me see how many he has real quick. He has 400, which is still solid. Don't get me
That's
wrong,
legit, yeah.
but he's been in the league for a
Does
minute
Carter-
too.
Does Carter have more already?
I think he might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he does. He absolutely does.
So I don't know what the homies in Tacoma are doing with them in that lineup, but you might as well keep him there. He's a bucket when it comes to those tackles. And outside that, yeah, I definitely agree. Outside of Bob McBob, maybe maybe the homie John Carter as well has been kind of light in this area. I see Randall Hawkins doing his thing as well. He has forced fumbles so far in the season. Solid pass deflection. So he's doing all right for a rookie. You can't be mad at that. But outside of that, it's kind of bare in the safety spot, both free safety and strong safety. Anything popping up for you guys that you're seeing?
Nah,
Not really. No.
I'm ready for the CSFA now.
Cool. Let's talk about it. I got it up here. Let me click over. Shout out to the viewers up in the chat as well. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you head to that YouTube channel. All the good stuff. We got games coming tomorrow. It's going to be a fun ride for sure. Quarterback wise for the CSFA, Dot Daddy from LGU. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, okay, schedule is a huge factor in this.
Yes.
LGU's schedule has been nice, and I say this as an LGU player. We've had it good. Like we played EAU twice, and I won't knock that.
OTech twice.
Which is a very nice thing to have done.
And they also play OCSU next week. Well, this coming Saturday. So
That's just kind of how the schedule works. Is due to conferences.
Yeah.
That's just gonna dictate a part of your schedule. Good thing though is that conferences do not play much of a factor in terms of playoffs. You still have to be a top 14.
Yeah. Well, it affects your schedule, which makes it easier to have a better record. I mean.
Yeah. And I mean, I think for tiebreakers moving forward, we might do like a strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Just for instances like this.
But yeah, you can really see where the drop off is in terms of team talent. You look at LGU, EAU, Mile High, CHP. They're all comparable. Obviously, one of those individual quarterbacks is significantly better than the rest, but when you factor team talent and all that,
Yeah.
But then you look at OCSU's 2 quarterbacks and OTEC's, and the ratings are about 30 points lower, 30 to 40.
That's what we like to call falling off a cliff when it comes to. And just speaking on Kenny Khan II, I know you're pretty familiar with him, Colby, with your wide receiver. We've talked about different attributes and stuff. How do you think his lack of awareness has affected your ability to be great?
So, I've never seen this before because in most sim leagues, especially in football games, like awareness is always such a key stat for QB. And so I've never seen a QB just completely neglect it before, but he doesn't throw deep. Like if you look at Lee's yards when he had those wide receiver 1 slots, he pretty much only got targeted on comeback routes. And these were against teams where, they had no speed and we just burn them right off the gun. And there were no deep lobs when he was open. And there were so many opportunities. And I do think that that's an awareness thing.
Oh, yeah, shout out to my boy Jerry Riggs. He got that touchdown there. He's also in the chat somewhere. I don't think he said anything, but I know he's been watching. But, Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm trying to see what Hank Falco could do. He's getting close to the career stats in regards to touchdowns against the homie Sean Bridges, but I don't know if he'll pass that this season. I think he might
So
have a
this is
solid
why
grip on
I
it.
really want number of games, because remember, this is only Lee's third year in the league,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and yet he's already second all time in receiving yards.
Hmm.
And I think he's going to finish second as well. But Cheese was a 4-year guy,
Yeah.
and Lee's going to finish like half a season behind him at most in yards.
Yeah. Let me see here. But continuing on, running back wise, not too much to report here.
No, it's been a really depressing.
Shout out to once again LGU, leading the league in rushing touchdowns is Adam Rage. But outside of that, not too much to note. We have no one over 500 yards at the current moment in the
No one
5
over
weeks.
3 a carry. Like,
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of.
would advise every single team on this list to scale back running if possible.
Hmm.
Everyone is bad at it.
Yeah, even with LGU for like what I've been doing, like I've slowly taken away some carries away from him, except for like in specific situations. But even then, like he still gets around like maybe 15 carries, something like that. It's been mostly passing, and this right now it's passing league for sure. Even then, Tom Edwards, I guess, a decently respectable 2.7. I guess.
It's really not.
I'm trying to be nice, but no.
Why? I've been teammates with Edwards. People were nice to him since his rookie. Like, he's never been good.
Yeah,
And people have always celebrated it. He has never been good.
yeah. And this is honestly supposed to be his year where he's supposed to take off. There is no Mike. There's no Ulf ahead of
Yeah.
him. Like he's supposed to lead the charge, and at the current moment, he's not even leading in yards. Granted, Mitchell is running more than him in regards to carries, but it's not by much. It's not by much.
Yeah.
But outside of that, only 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. So yeah, not really a good running season up to this point. So we could go ahead and pass the running backs to the wide receivers, get a lot more action that way for sure. And we got a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of receivers.
So, coming into this season, the name that I was watching out for turned out to be a complete non-factor, and instead, 2 folks have really stepped up. I thought, Tomlin Clementine is the other senior.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is he not a threat for top receiver, he's not the top guy on his own team.
You could say he's number 3 if you want to put in tight end. Sasulu is a beast as well. You could say he's probably at best a 3rd option.
Yeah, on his own team, which, by the way, is the least pass-heavy team in the league.
You could say that's probably going to hurt his draft stock for sure. But yes, let's see, where is he at? I had to look down a little bit. There it is. I had to put my glasses on. 10 catches, 170 yards, and 2 TDs, and only 58 yards after the catch. That's not very pretty, to say the least. But we could talk about the homie, pretty much your rival, Kevin Lee. Jerry Riggs is looking fairly strong up to this point. Not the touchdowns, but right now he's balling.
Rival.
Who's your rival?
Contest.
Who's your rival?
There genuinely isn't one. Like, look at Lee's targets. He has the lowest targets of everyone in the top 5. And yet, he's leading in yards. He's not leading in touchdowns. Mahomes is.
Mm-hmm.
So Mahomes is someone I knew was legit at least, and more importantly, also has a good quarterback. Yet Ronnie Shanahan coming out of nowhere to pass. I'm like, and in all these cases, like the players that I thought were going to be more significant got overshadowed by people I had zero clue about.
Shout out to Ronnie. one of my unsung heroes when I was with EAU. I've been running with him, but it's all good. He doing real good so far this season. A lot of new names as well. See Carl Bringer in the mix. He's trying to work his way up.
Yep. I mean,
Matt
Tom
Shepard.
McGowan's definitely
Mm-hmm.
impressed me the most.
Mm-hmm. Who else we got here? Matt Shepard as well. His running mate's been doing good as well.
Yeah.
Waylon Jottle when you're
LGU
run
has
to
2
one.
receivers in the top 5. Like,
And yeah, Waylon Jottle, your running mate, he's been doing solid too.
he had those 2 games at 3 where he got to go off on the first one. The second one, he was really quiet too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, looking nice right there. And outside that, a lot of middling receivers. Little need some more updating, if you will. See if they could get up in the mix. But right now, looks like the top 5 at least is pretty set in stone right now. Between those five guys up top, or
Just bear in mind that if you factor in touchdowns, Mahomes is absolutely a top 5, even though he's not top 5 in yards.
I don't know. I don't know if we could put him top 5 with a 36% catch rate.
You can when he leads the league in touchdowns.
Eh.
You know what I mean? Like, if I feel like if you're top in anything that's significant, you get an automatic pass to the finals.
He's also top in drop percentage with 28%.
Yeah, which makes it surprising that he's got that many touchdowns.
You know who is the number 1 in drop percentage though?
He's only been targeted 50 times, and he leads the league in touchdowns despite the drops. Maybe he's just a big yak guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's different types of receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, look at the guy right above him, Justice Frost,
Mm-hmm.
and look at their numbers. There's only a difference of 2 targets. Which guy would you rather have? The guy who's going to have, 18 more yards, or the one who's going to have 4 more touchdowns?
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, the thing is with your receivers that are going to get the yards after the catch, they're going to be a much higher threat to give up a touchdown to.
Yeah.
Who leads the league in yak, by the way?
Well, that is McGowan. Oh, no. It is Riggs. I'm sorry. It is Riggs.
Yeah, boy.
But to be fair, he also has an extra 10 targets. So.
He's also got a freshman quarterback.
And you know what else he hasn't had? So, I mean, to be fair, most of us do. Genuinely, everyone except EAU has a freshman quarterback.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pretty much fresh in that game right there. Let me see.
It's also hard to compare yak when, Lee got stopped by the end zone 3 times, whereas Riggs only had that happen once.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Riggs is just getting into his game right now, though. Don't worry about it.
For a freshman, he's having an insane year, and you absolutely should be proud of it. But, like,
I don't like those 11 drops he has. We got to fix that.
he's a freshman, man. Like he's not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's going to be an absolute, first round pick for sure when he's finally ready to come up. But, like, you're not going to compete with an uncapped. Like, that's just reality.
Absolutely.
We could go to the tight ends. That was a nice run there. But it looks like there's only one guy up
Not
top.
really. They're all IAs and fillers. Like, why even bother?
But one filler. But yeah, the filler's beasting right now. He's the top dog, pretty much.
Yeah.
Rusu. I don't know what to say.
Usulu Rusu.
Well, he's been around forever.
Yes, he's going into the draft next year. Yes.
Oh, he's just an IA. Okay.
Yeah, it's filler. It's AW's filler, by the way. So yeah, he'll be going up to the draft. Clementine is going to the draft. Who else is going to the draft?
Well, hold on a minute. Fillers don't go to the draft, so I'm not really sure what you're saying.
Fillers go to the draft, but they lose ownership of the player.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get drafted. They definitely get drafted. They're player too.
So wait, they just sit at 300 TPE, right?
Yeah.
I forgot how much.
Fair, though, that has value. Like,
Mm-hmm. There are teams that could use a tight end.
update my draftee list.
But yeah, that's really about it in regards to the tight end position. Giancarlo doing okay for Isagusa, and that's really about it there. Kicker wise, it's Jack, and then Jack, Anita, and then everyone else pretty much.
I mean, watching
Well,
the
you gotta say the
games.
full name.
Nope. If I ain't do Mike, I'm not doing Anita's. Okay, so
That is fair.
Dude, Mike and
Watching the
Anita
games,
need to
the
like
kicker that has caused me the most
talk to
pain
each other.
is Alamada. MHU had games they absolutely lost because of that kicker.
mm-hmm.
I don't think like technically you could Ricardo Queso has been worse, but like I don't feel it's had the same impact. I don't feel Queso has cost the games Alamada has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree there. Danny Keys trying to work her way back to the fold. I think she just got onto OTEC last week. So we'll see how she does it in the season, yeah. OTEC let go of Big Boot, has not updated, so might as well try to get something going.
Was Zach Paris replaced at quarterback for OTEC Stacks?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's Matt guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's Iowa Matt 73.
Yeah. He's okay.
Cool people. He's cool people. I like him. And he also has a linebacker as well, so helping double duty, see if they can get OTEC back rolling. They definitely need all the help they can get. They need every bit of help they can get. And speaking of which, we still have room.
Doesn't work very well.
Speaking of which, we still have room. So all the people in the chat and everyone that watches afterwards, if you want to get on the field, OTEC has a home for you. So outside that, we could go to defense here for the CSFA. We've been rolling for like an hour. We've been rolling for an hour right now. Pretty even. In regards to tackles, looks like, let's see, 1, 2, 3,
At
4,
the
5,
moment,
6,
I
7,
have to admit
10. Mm-hmm.
that it's Grimes. Like I would love to say, oh, it's Grimes and Cushing. It's not. At the moment, it's all Grimes.
Yeah, Robert Grimes is beasting right now. Got the sack, doubled your TFLs, 2 more tackles, and you both got a forced fumble, so that's even. So yeah, I'll probably give it to Grimes right now. But granted, he's on defense a lot more than you, so you have more chance to do those things.
We do still have half a season left. I mean, Grimes is at 109 TPE. Like obviously, I expect Cushing is going to outperform him in the second half of the season.
Blaze Henderson down there with 30 tackles. He'll be going to the draft. Same user as Aaron Witten from Charlotte. So see what he could do in the big leagues. But right now he's leading the league in sacks. Aaron Witten from Charlotte.
No. Who did you say his other player was? Or
Aaron.
his other user?
I've got the username. It's Aaron10 something.
I know that it's Aaron Witten, but like, who's the other player?
Blaze Henderson.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They both played at Isagusa, yeah, so Blaze Henderson.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure I checked like last night, and he's not at like he's not even.
Go ahead and go crazy with mine.
Oh yeah, you gonna make a player?
I already have 2.
Oh, you already have?
I have a linebacker and a wide receiver.
Oh snap!
Let's go.
I have James and Garrett Evans.
Oh yeah. James Evans is on CHP.
Central Houston and Lake Geneva.
Yep.
Oh, nice. We're on the same teams.
Yeah.
The only difference is you've done something with the team. I haven't done crap.
Let me see. Actually, since we have it up, let me see where you at.
I have less than 10 tackles with my linebacker. I think I have 2 catches on the season with my receiver.
Yeah.
I have 0
Like,
catches
it's
on
that
the season.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Gotta get you on the lineup, homie. Gotta keep on updating. They're gonna get them stats. But of course, you got the homie. Of course, you got the homie Kevin Lee sniping, so he'll get the bulk of it. But you know, your time is coming.
This is his last season.
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna move up after that.
Mm-hmm. But that's why the CSFA is that proven ground, though. A lot of times, especially now that we have some oomph in regards to like the seniors and stuff like that, this is where you start building yourself up to where you could be like them in your later season. So just take time.
And if it's any consolation, while Lee has had a good CSFA career, his other 2 years in the league, because this is only his third year, he was also on the same team as Fowler and Datsun.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he had to carve out his role on that team too.
But yeah, and I think the wide receiver group for CHP is still open. Mondo and Waylon are solid, but I don't think they're like world beaters quite yet. So like you still have your chance to update and stay progressing. You'll be straight. The same thing for your linebacker core too, even though you do have Kevin Cushion to deal with. But even then, like linebacker is such a great yeah.
I'm considering going just 3 years with him. That's one of those very much where I'm going to look at the state of the league,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm getting ready to make the uncapped decision.
Let me see here. But outside of that, linebacker wise, McGowan is doing solid right now. 35 tackles. I think there's 10 people over 25 tackles at this current moment. Something like that. Let's see. Interception wise, I think a few players that aren't active got interceptions and not too much else. Oh, Miles Porter. I take that back. Miles Porter is active. From Motec. He's doing solid. Yeah, that's all about it there, though. Not too much to talk about on the linebacker side. Looks like the top three would be Grimes, Cushing, and McGowan or Blaze Henderson, depending if you want sacks or tackles. So, solid job by them. Cornerback-wise, what we got cornerback-wise? Trigonometric ventriloquist is not leading in tackles, but that could be because he's not being targeted like that. So, Trevor Mitchell, surprisingly from Mile High, he's leading in interceptions with 4.
He's leading in both interceptions and pass deflections.
Straight beast.
Absolutely messing up some passing lanes.
Straight up beast.
Yeah.
Tenzo Yamato, also a senior, right? I'm pretty sure he's a senior. Tenzo Yamato. Yeah, because he's same year as Kakashi. Yeah, he's a senior as well, so he'll be going to the draft. Jalen Ramsey Jr., I believe, is a junior now, so he got a little time. Jake Molyneux doing his thing as well. He got a fumble recovery, 21 tackles, decent. And that's really about it that I see here. Y'all see anything I want to bring up?
No.
Nope. That's pretty much it there. And the safety looks like Eggs Yellow from OCSU and Bill Wilson lead in tackles outside of CJ Moore, who has 31. But Gumarabic leads all safeties and pass deflections with 9. So solid job, Turks.
I'm at safety?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're punt returner. Because you're the fastest player, probably.
Yeah, for your free safety.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, I mean, you're not doing bad in the role.
Not at all.
Deflection.
Not bad at all.
Next week, you should break out with the extra TPE you just got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I'm at safety, I probably need to put some in tackling then. I just put
For
a
free
bunch in like
safety, I
awareness.
really wouldn't worry about it.
Not in CSFA, no. I mean, no one's really got any tackle break anyway, so.
Yeah. For free safety, I would not put into tackle. For strong safety, there's a good argument for it.
Mm-hmm.
But for free safety, I wouldn't.
Maybe some awareness, maybe.
Yep.
So you'll know where you're
that's already
going.
at 80.
Oh damn. Awareness?
Speed and awareness are both at 80.
Oh, that's hot.
Sweet.
I like what Brian guy's doing on the.
There may be some hit power. See if you could get some forced fumbles. Then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'll go 10 hit power, 10 coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I would, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I would up speed.
You might as well
I'll
make
put
it faster,
one
yeah.
in to catch.
Because the speed will help you as a punt returner and as a ranging safety. Some free safeties actually go into catching to up their interceptions. I think that would be better at forcing turnovers than your than hit power would be.
Yeah.
Especially with how many rookie quarterbacks there are.
Help. What did I just do? Okay. I'm back to
And also
normal.
every once in a while safeties get thrown in on a blitz, so the speed will help you on those.
So I've got 10 on catch and 10 on coverage. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, that's tough. Lake Geneva should have scored on there, but we want to talk about career stats, or you want to talk more about like what we have team wise in regards to who they're playing?
Let's do
Is
teams.
Brian Carr active? The safety for
Yeah.
LGO? Because he's got, what, 50% of the forced fumbles and 40% of the interceptions from safety? That's huge.
Nice, nice, nice.
I had noticed the forced fumbles as well. That's fantastic.
He's got four, you can say 4 turnovers by himself? That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it pains me because we're both defensive rookies, but we're both competing for defensive rookie. Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And he got both of those interceptions really early on, too. I want to say it was like weeks 1 and 3.
So yeah, let's talk about these teams real quick. CSFA wise, at the current moment, CHP undefeated, looking nice with a 64 plus 64 point differential. Next one down will be Lake Geneva. Let me see what their point differential is. They're at plus 55, and then it goes to East Augusta, I believe. Yeah. No. It goes Mile High. They have the better point differential. So unless they won, did they win? Oh no. Sorry. East Augusta is up because they beat Mile High during the season, so they got that head to head.
And they're 1 and 1 against LGU as well.
Yes, they are. And then after that, yeah, Mile High. They're the top 4 teams right now. So if the playoffs were to start right now, it would be CHP versus MHU and East Augusta and LGU playing again. So just off of those 2 games alone, what do you think will happen in those games?
So the first one I think is no contest. I think CHP and Mile High U had an overtime game the one time they played. It was a fantastic game.
Dope.
But I also think CHP will win that one more times and they'll lose it.
Mm-hmm.
The EAU LGU one is a lot more interesting because they played twice. Both were blowouts, but with different teams shining.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that LGU just has more talent at this point. I think they have more actives, and watching that last EAU game, Falco had no time to throw on any play. I mean, he was throwing. I think he threw the ball away more than he actually threw completions.
That's what it felt like.
It really did. And like on some of them, I was like, the guy's not that close to you, but like for some reason, like it's like once they broke past the line, even if someone was in their way, like he would throw it away.
Actually, they weren't blowouts. Actually, Lake Geneva and East Augusta had 2 close games in
Really,
regards to points.
They both felt one-sided.
Yeah, like the
Maybe
first
it's
one was
one
like
of those
14
where,
to
like,
10.
the score made them look closer than they were. Because
Actually, no, take that
we
back.
lost, I didn't feel we had a chance, and the one that we won, I didn't feel they had a chance.
Yeah, I remember the first game. It was 14 to 10. Lake Geneva was down 14 to 3 for a good minute, and then they scored and they tried to get back, but they couldn't get back into the end zone. And the second one, I think it was the opposite way, kind of, sorta.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Didn't they come back? I thought Lake Geneva came back on that one. I could have swore. Yeah, they did because Sean McGowan had that big touchdown to take the lead, like in the last 5 minutes or something like that. But yeah,
What's
you didn't see that game?
what's LGU's record?
They are 3-2. They're 3-2. Mm-hmm.
We lost to CHP and once to EAU. Yeah.
Yeah, and they beat East Augusta and No Tech twice. I think those are the two. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I had my teams confused for a second, but yeah, that was what it was.
No, you're good.
Um,
But
and
we're 3-2 and haven't played OCSU, so like we've clinched a playoff spot basically.
pretty much. And as you're speaking of OCSU, they'll be the number 5 team, and No Tech, of course, 0-5 on the season. So,
And just to make sure, OCSU is still not made the playoffs, correct?
OCSU made the playoffs last season.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they had that big game winner. Well, they lost the game winner
that's
to
right,
CHP. Yeah, that was the first.
They had that big game versus OTEC to make the playoffs. Okay, so OTEC's the one that had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
OCSU up to this point has been in the playoffs every season, but they've lost every single time in the first game.
Oof.
That's tough, ain't it? So,
well, we will have one team making the playoffs for the first time because, like I said, this will be LGU's first appearance.
Woo!
OTEC, man. Last year, it seemed like this year would be their year. That did not happen.
The falling off the cliff thing earlier rings bells for this particular thing. Like, and it kind of sucks too because they have some pieces that are somewhat decent, especially on defense. You know, Gun Marabic is no joke. They have a good amount of players offensively that could do some things, like a couple IA players, but they can't put it together, and it kind of starts at the quarterback. So they're hoping the new guy that's coming in, Donnie Eads, can right this ship, and hopefully they do because, like, I'm a Florida boy. I don't want my Florida teams to lose, man. I don't like that. Me personally, I don't like that, but it's the way of the world right now in the CSFA. Let's see. And, of course, East Augusta won last season. It's going to be tough for them to repeat this year, especially if their receivers don't get any better, because I think they've been kind of letting Hank Falcon down a good amount of times this season. Even outside of Ronnie Shanahan, who's been beasting, but a good amount of drops. I've seen a good amount of the games there. They've had so many plays and so many touchdowns left on the field so far this season. So maybe they can turn it around. That's really about it on the CSFA side. USFA, they got the homies up top, Arizona. Shout out to Caboose with his running back doing his thing. They got a 5-0 record, looking nice. Next down will be Tacoma, surprisingly, with a 4-1 record. But they're in a similar situation as LGU, if you want to look at it. They played Charlotte twice. That helped them out a little bit. And they got to play Arizona next week, so we'll have to see if that can stay the same or they'll have to take another loss. But got Huntington Beach, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh all tied with a 2-3 record at the current moment of the season. So that's...
I know conferences don't really matter besides with scheduling, but the bottom 3 teams are both in the East, and the top 3 teams are both in all 3 in the West.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. There have been a lot of interconference games thus far. That'll change as they play their own folks more.
Most definitely.
The thing is, the only 2 teams we've beaten this season are Charlotte and Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Which is,
I think we have Tacoma next week.
On you, though.
At this point, every team has beat Charlotte, right?
Yeah. Well,
did Arizona play Charlotte?
Not won a game, but not every team has played Charlotte. So
yeah, that's
how you mean that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like every other team outside of Charlotte has beat Charlotte, right? Except for one.
When does St. Louis play Tacoma?
Charlotte played Tacoma twice.
St. Louis play. When does St. Louis play Tacoma?
I thought y'all played them. Or where do you play them next? Is that what you're asking?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna go to the schedule. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up too. I thought I had it.
Hey. Cushing can get a sack in this game at least.
Yeah, y'all played. St. Louis played Charlotte week 1. And let's see. They lost to St. Louis. They lost to Huntington Beach. They lost to Tacoma. They lost to Pittsburgh, and they lost to Tacoma again.
So not Arizona.
So not Arizona. And Arizona will play them
Week 6 we play.
week
Okay,
10
wait.
and week
Charlotte,
12.
okay.
Oh wow.
So they got a long little wait, but they close out in a real good way to help them push for possibly a undefeated season. You never know.
Going to rush for 200 in each of those games.
I won't be surprised if it's 300 at this point. Even with Preston Datsun, he can't do it by himself, man. Come on, give us some help. But yeah, solid start to the season there for Arizona for sure. Just like we were talking about a little bit earlier, definitely that great success story from what we've seen. Like they finally made to their first playoff game in team history last season, and now they are finally moving to some higher reps, and we could see them win their first playoff game this season, even possibly. So definitely happy for them indeed. A lot of work's been put in. Shout out to First Spray. He said he was going to watch it later. I was trying to get him in the booth tonight, but he said he had to take care of some business. So shout out to the homie there. Does Charlotte have any hope with Bobby Markham at quarterback this season to get a victory? That's a real good question.
Oh, like to get just one win.
Just one.
I feel like their best bet was when they played Pittsburgh, and it didn't happen then. And Pittsburgh is getting better every week.
That's fair.
So I think they're gonna go over.
Okay, next season, Charlotte is honestly, if they keep Markham, they're gonna be all right. They've got the defense right now.
How do you mean by all right though? Because you don't go from like 0-12 to batting 500. Like you know, like they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs next year.
They'll get a win next year, I think.
I'm not confident they'll get a win next year. Like, really, like,
that's tough.
Building up from the cellar is really tough.
They can go with Lee. They can probably go 6-6 next year.
I don't think they're gonna have Lee.
You look at Markham with your mom.
Charlotte has their own first.
Yeah, but Lee may not be draftable.
How so?
How can you not be draftable at the first overall pick?
Because right now there are 2 teams that do not have a GM after this season ends.
But what I'm saying is just look at
Don't get me wrong, I'd be perfectly happy to just be a player and have Lee go to a bad team with an adequate quarterback and just carve it the fuck up in garbage time. But I don't think that's going to end up being what happens.
Interesting thought.
Which, by the way, for anyone listening who wants to be a GM,
definitely.
If we have teams up for grabs.
Shout out to the 5 viewers in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you know some people, bring them on in. We're talking some CSFA, USFA action, the Premier Football League. That's how we do it here. And just running some Sunday rivals here on the side. Have you something to watch. But yeah, we talked a good amount of stuff here. We talked stats. We talked season stats. We talked the season standings. Let me see. What is your prediction in regards to Tacoma's record this season?
Oh,
They starting 4-1. They have what? 7 more games. So
I'm going to say they lose the majority of their remaining games and finish 7-5.
I was thinking around that realm too. A 7-5, 8-4 ish, and it could probably go as depending on how the games turn, could be as low as
Six,
6-6. I don't think they'll go lower than that. Me personally, I think they have the talent to at least stave away a negative record, but I don't think they'll go that low.
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting even 6-6 at the start of the year.
Mm-hmm. They are exceeding expectations for sure. St. Louis had a real slow start. They lost 3 in a row, and they finally got their first victory. What are you thinking they'll end
They
up?
got their first victory week 1.
I mean, first victory after that streak. That was what I
Yeah.
said. Yeah, that streak of losses. How you think they end up?
See, for them 6-6 would make more sense, but I'm thinking 5-7.
For St. Louis?
Yeah, I think they lost too many games that they needed to not needed to win, but that realistically should have won.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That Huntington Beach game hurt for sure. I thought he was going to win that one.
the Pittsburgh game hurt. I mean,
that too. Yeah.
because like I would expect Pittsburgh to beat them when they play again. Although that should be a fucking great game. Really, like if you're flexing prime times by then, please.
We already played again and we won by like a pretty, not a ton,
Don't
but
you
a
play
good
third
amount.
time?
Third time, yeah.
So St. Louis is 2-3 now. They have Charlotte, so that's a dub.
Yep. And then Pitt.
They have Tacoma.
I think they'll beat Tacoma.
I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Tacoma.
Tacoma runs so much or passes so much that we have the
Yeah.
secondary to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
I could see them going 3 straight. They play Charlotte next. They play Charlotte next after that, so they play Charlotte 2 times out of the next 3 weeks. After that, they play Huntington Beach again. They play Huntington Beach again. And then they play Pittsburgh again. And then they'll play Arizona. And then they finish off with Tacoma. An interesting end to the season for them for sure.
I feel like they've got 4. Forgive me for saying this, but guaranteed wins. And then I think they'll definitely pick up one of the remaining. So yeah, 6-6 does seem more likely.
7-5
is
honestly,
doable.
7-5 is doable.
Not
Yes.
counting on it.
Mm-hmm.
I will alter to 6-6. I'm not going to say 7-5.
And let me see here. The United Bowl will be on August the 14th. We still have a good long way. We're still in June.
Right. So who do you see being up against Arizona? Because I think we have to pick Arizona as one of the teams in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see being up against Arizona in the United Bowl at this moment?
Charlotte and what?
I think it really depends on seeding. It could honestly be either Huntington Beach or St. Louis. I don't think Tacoma has it in regards to enough juice to get them into the big game. But also it depends on where they put against each other, because I'm thinking Tacoma will be the 4th seed, and then it'll be the winner of St. Louis and Huntington Beach to get in there.
I think will be St. Louis, despite the fact that Huntington Beach did win their one matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I think if St. Louis just goes pass heavy, HBV will not be able to keep up scoring.
Mm-hmm. and that is to say that Pittsburgh will not be making it. That's my personal thought process on it. I don't think Pittsburgh has enough to consistently get the wins this season. I think the other teams just have a little bit more firepower and experience, and I think that's
But I
going to
mean,
come to
again,
play.
for an expansion team, the fact that they're picking up wins at all is one of the few wins that I think we've had
Definitely.
from the admin crew. You know, I've seen expansion teams be so crushingly bad in other leagues.
Yeah, I think
And
me and Caboose smiled when we
that-
seen St. Louis lose to Pittsburgh.
yeah, like like all through the expansion draft, and then these early games, I was like, okay, wow, like for the most part, the league is closer. Like,
hmm
and our expansion team is not a train wreck. Good job, everyone. Like,
Good job, white guy too. He's been balling.
no, that's why I say everyone because he.
Mhm.
I mean, the fact that he grabbed West in the second round, I was like, man, that was a good pick.
One of the biggest steals in that draft, as you know, it is on the channel. So if you want to replay that, that's definitely up for watching there. Make sure you check it out. See who went to the league and see all the games that we've played up to this point. Like I said, we're in week 5, so we got plenty of games for you to see. The greatest hits channel getting bigger every week. So show some love to the channel, all the good stuff. What else we haven't talked about? We talked about a good amount of stuff tonight.
I mean, I'm good though. We've had a long enough run.
If y'all good, I'm good. I'm probably just gonna let this game finish out here. If anyone else want to chat, say some stuff with me, that's cool. Yeah, this is fun though. I like doing these. I want to see if we can do this every now and then. Get a little podcasting type feel to it, and talk about some randomness of the league. Oh yeah, there's one question for you guys. The position of your next players. Have you guys thought about it yet? After your players return.
Quarterback.
Okay.
I mean,
Quarterback and probably another linebacker, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I actually
So,
want to compete against myself and go with a wide receiver. Having Lee at number 1 and seeing him just demolish punt returners, it's like that's all I want to do now. Like I want to get a wide receiver 1, crank his ass up to 95 speed, and just watch him destroy punt returners. I might go with some hit power as well. Just be a special teams ace and like.
actually, you have no cap on hit power because you're a receiver.
Not wrong.
This just got better.
You're not wrong. Technically, you're not wrong. We can make a special teams ace. That's the new wide receiver build, the gunner. Just instead of 95, we just go 99 speed. Screw it. Why not? And then everything else is capped at 60.
Genuinely, that could be game breaking.
Yeah.
Because with those 2 attributes, I mean, how many turnovers do you think that would force? And like, and some of those turnovers would be touchdowns as well because there's not a lot of people there to pick up that fumble.
See, that's the thing, though. I've yet to see a fumble on kick or punt returns.
How many? So for kick returns, I do think it would be more likely.
Yeah, I can see it.
But I mean, for punt returns, they're being tackled by wide receivers who have no hit power.
That's fair. That's fair. Linebacker, that's a thing, right? Yes, it is. Linebacker, that's a position. Get after that quarterback, wide receiver, running back, whatever it is. They the mean green people on the field. That's what they do. Yeah. I don't know about positions yet. I probably might do a running back. I might do I might try flex, see if I could get some catches out the backfield. Kind of pretty much do the opposite of what Caboose is doing. He's trying to avoid catch like it's the damn COVID or something like that. But I want to catch the rock. And I want to
Stop
run some
stealing
full
my build ideas.
and that way, and then like I want to be able to have a flexible player that can essentially beat any team. Like if you need me a running back, I'm there. But hopefully we'll have another running back with me that is actually somewhat decent, just in case. And then they'll put me at the wide receiver spot, and then I'm straight. Defensively, I might try corner. Maybe. See if I could go after Caitlin Montaigne and stuff, and those stats. But yeah. Well, what are the crazy questions? Or kicker. I could do kicker too.
There's so many positions of need.
Or I could be the one. I could try to make myself to be the best fullback of all time. No one's done it yet.
So I genuinely was thinking about that too. With so much TPE, like just play a bruiser fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is with fullback, you can literally do everything a fullback can do at tight end, and probably like 4 times better. Like the tight end builds are better than the fullback builds. Unless you want
So
5
that is
more
a fair
blocking or
point.
something.
Yeah.
That's fair. But then again, most tight ends could play fullback too anyway, so
Yeah, that's like what I'm
except
saying.
the one
Just
that we
pick-
both chose.
yeah.
Because we chose the loophole one.
Yeah, so you could
Which-
play running back. So
It is kind of messed up because like there's 2 archetypes that are wide receiver and tight end. One of them regresses after 6 years, one of them regresses after 8 years,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
which is a little cheesy.
yeah.
Well, it ain't that cheesy. I mean, if you're a wide receiver, you followed the build of a wide receiver, not a tight end.
Basically, though, Lee has only played wide receiver, but he will regress at year 8.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to year 6.
Mm-hmm. Straight goat.
So I am kind of cheesing that, but then again, I'm also taking mid salaries, so
Yep. Let's see.
I'm trying to keep his records achievable.
What else we got? Yeah, we went through a good amount of stuff. Probably should have some. Oh yeah. We didn't talk about awards or anything like that, but they're pretty. I wouldn't say they're set in stone, but
Quarterback is a complete up for grabs.
Mm-hmm. And we went to the season thinking it was all Hank Falco, but at the current moment, he does have the 7 touchdown, 1 interception deal in his favor.
I'm still leaning Falco. Like, I would say the only one that's really impressed me, and even then though I have to admit it's due to schedule, is Dot Daddy.
Dot Daddy, best name.
I don't see Church or Khan as really in the running.
Mm-hmm.
Church just hasn't been that great, and let's face it, Khan has a cheat code.
As much as you want to take points off of Dot Daddy, he still has to make the throws, even if it's on easier competition. Yeah. So I say we've, yeah. I think that was the only point there.
Even with Dot Daddy, he's got the yards, but he's got 4 interceptions, and Falco has more touchdowns and less interceptions.
Mm-hmm. But he still got the name Dot Daddy. Who else got that? Nobody. Like, you can't beat that. Hank.
I honestly still regret not naming my player Your Son. I thought of that.
Just make all your player names like Your Something. Like.
Well, I've already made Gum Arabic and Namey McNamerson.
Your plumber. Your anesthesiologist.
Oh, did you just? Oh, okay.
What's that?
Just the animation on that punt, that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, bounced up real high. I like those.
And when the kicking team got it and just like threw it up there, like, yeah, look, just celebrating pinning the opponent. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have the worst names in the league.
I like
Or
your
the
mom.
best name.
I like your mom. Out my back was kind of trash. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad he's out.
Yeah.
It
that
was.
I don't know where you were going with that, to be honest.
Good, he's retired now.
Gum Arabic is
Who would have thought a guy with the name Ow My Back wouldn't have a long career?
not ironic at all. Let me see. Actually, where is Out My Back? How did he do in his career?
Actually, he wasn't too bad overall, surprisingly, for 2 seasons.
Over 100 tackles, 8 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and a sack. Not bad. 19
That
pass
said, though,
deflections.
if I had to pick a retired player for Hall of Fame, I'd probably lean Sassafras.
Mm-hmm. Where's
A
Sassafras?
retired player or a player now?
Retired player.
A player who's already retired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sassafras is really the only option unless you want to say, like,
Dan Bongino.
Bongino. But
Or Ow My Back, the other player we were
No.
talking about.
I wouldn't call Out My Back a retiree
Well,
Hall of
he did
Famer.
retire.
Yeah, but no, this still plays better, I'd say, than him.
Bongino didn't play
He only played 1
long
year.
enough.
He only played 1 year.
Yeah.
But it was an impressive 1 year. You got to give him credit. He got the Jordan
It was
touchdowns.
a very
Okay, if we're going off of 1 year's can make the Hall of Fame,
Mhm.
then I'm just gonna say it. Bobby Markham should be in the Hall of Fame, but he shouldn't.
What's really weird is Sassafras's numbers like really hold up. Obviously Caitlin's, ronked ahead, but just based on how much worse HPV has been since losing Sassafras, like I feel like that's Hall of Fame worthy. Because man, their pass defense has been non-existent.
It's been pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really say that. That's like, let me look at Huntington Beach's roster and who they. No, wrong.
That was
Shoot.
generally the only player they lost.
And gained.
Yeah, but they're
And gained.
their
They pretty
entire
much have the
secondary
same
wasn't good
team.
anyway.
They pretty much have the same team as last year outside of Sassafras. That was pretty much the same shit.
And who else was on their secondary besides him?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Isn't like Trey Smith, he's the free safety. Don Fletcher's a backup. Well, Don Fletcher's I think it's a corner. I'm not really sure which one he is, but yeah, that's really about
Like,
it
if
though.
Sassafras were in St. Louis, for example, if you took her away, if you took Montaigne away right now from St. Louis, you still have Veen, you still have Carter in that secondary. It's not like you have nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
Huntington Beach had a couple of inactives there, and that's it.
And yet, they were able to win the United Bowl with that defense.
Oh wow, he just
Well, yeah,
hip
because-
charged them.
I mean, Sassafras carried that defense.
Yeah.
Well, and Dexter, but yeah. Well, it carried the secondary.
To be fair, Dexter didn't do shit in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Koala came out of nowhere.
David Koala. But yeah, this is their cornerbacks here. They have Marc-Antoine Delachon. They have Jimmy Johnson.
Stacks, how are you
and-
able to say that name perfectly fine, but you can't say,
He didn't.
like,
He didn't say that perfectly fine.
It was like
Stuttered.
that was like Marc-Antoine Delachon,
Marc-Antoine Delachon?
something like that. I mean, that's
when you say Delachon, it's Deslong Champs.
it's French.
It's
You
Delachon.
It's not French.
It is French.
you uncultured swine. Just kidding. I just figured that out like last year. I ain't gonna lie. But
You're right, I am uncultured. I've lived in Missouri my whole life. What do you expect out of me?
Missouri.
Maybe a wedding with your cousin.
Oof. Hey,
What with my cousin?
hey, what?
Don't worry about it.
Well,
I know.
We just got to affiliate. Let's not mess it up. But but yeah, outside those two, it's really about it. Jimmy Johnson and Don Fletcher. Those are their corners. Then they have the homie Trey Smith at free safety. That's really about it on the secondary side.
Yeah, Sassafras was covering a lot of holes all at once, and with that one retirement, the team. I mean, for a moment, it was looking like they wouldn't make the playoffs, even though we kind of knew they would, anyways. Like they dropped off so hard this year, and to be fair, a lot of that was just due to not gaining talent in the draft. You know, this was such a deep draft, not being able to take advantage of it hurt a lot.
Also,
Well, everyone.
F in the chat. OTEC. Only way they could get a victory is on Sunday Rivals. That's tough. But let's see. 76 speed for Smith. Mark Antone, he's at 65 speed. Jimmy Johnson's at 70 speed.
How does
And
someone with 300 TPE only have 65 speed?
I don't know. And Don Fletcher's at 70 speed.
Okay, the thing is when I look at a team and I'm trying to figure out strats, I see a team with anybody below like 85 speed just pass. When you have two good receivers, just pass. If you have one good receiver, pass the entire time as much as you can. Because if they
that's
can't
what
catch up to
teams have
you,
been doing to
you've won.
HPV. Like,
I mean, for real, that's why Huntington Beach has lost the majority of their games is because they give
Yeah.
up a lot of points
teams have been
via the
tearing them
pass.
up through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Their linebackers have better speed than their corners.
That is how it goes down. But even then, like they still have a decent enough run defense. But we've seen last time they played Arizona, both roughed them up pretty good. So
even if you have a good run defense, this is a passing league now. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Like, yeah, Arizona's kind of mid or mixed.
they're like a balance. They're like a balance, yeah.
And then Pittsburgh's really the only one that runs a majority, I think. But even then, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I mean they run pretty even.
I would say Pittsburgh has a stronger run game than pass game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's better, but they don't do it more.
Their receiving core needs some more juice overall with Keone,
If
Fowler.
Pittsburgh or Charlotte got a good receiver, they would both be great.
I was talking about this the other day. Like James West, he didn't really have the greatest of talent receiver wise in Mile High, and pretty much jumped in the same boat in the big leagues. And then you have Sean Bridges had like probably the greatest wide receiver core and the best tight end in CSFA history. And then you go to your mom and Darren Eliason and Evan Hunt and like, wow, they like sometimes the luck goes in your favor.
Well, all I gotta say is take those things into consideration when voting. You know.
What's up, Killer Squirrel? I see you there. He said the worst running back ever has arrived. Action Jackson. Nah, he's still leading those leaderboards there career-wise, so don't worry about this season like that.
Spend your money.
Yeah, spend your money, yeah. Like, you legit could be great.
Don't fluff his ego. Like, he absolutely needs to get better and can in, like, 2 posts.
Wait. Bongino in one season had 2,071 yards.
And 23 touchdowns, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I not realize this?
Probably not. You do forget a lot of
He
stuff.
doesn't even have the records. I thought he had records, like all of them.
No, I think Action Jackson beat that.
He did.
I think he beat
I
that.
want to say he had 2,600 one season.
What, in season 2, I think?
Sounds right.
Killer Scroll says, I know I got comfortable without spending it. I plan on it though. I like to see it. I need to say more of Action Jackson, aka that man. I need to say that a lot more often. But yeah, that's solid though. Let me see his career stats. He's looking nice.
The main thing about Action is the same thing with everybody from that season 1 draft.
Mm-hmm.
They're only getting worse from here.
Because defenses get better.
Well, because
So-
they have competition.
Regression.
Yep.
Well, they don't
Regression
get
and
worse yet.
defense, honestly.
They've got one more year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're... I'm gonna say the same thing with Action that I say or with your mom that I say for Action. The competition was just weak at their defensive counterpart. Like, if you have a good running back, you need linebackers to deal with that. There weren't that many at the start of the league that were good. But now, you look at the league, and there aren't that many good defensive backs at all. And I'm gonna say the same thing. You have to kind of take the numbers with a grain of salt, because they basically played in the easiest environment for your mom right now is playing in probably the easiest environment for a receiver possible. Like, same with a lot of these receivers that have basically had nobody great at corner to match them up. Like, Montaigne and Sassafras are the only two really that ever could do that. And even Montaigne really hasn't done them like insane, like perfectly. You guys hear me? I think my internet's being weird.
Yeah.
right
No,
now.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like we get what you're saying, not really disputing it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just part of sim leagues early on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once they got the new talent coming in, and like where every year there's going to be people regressing, and there's going to be new rookies coming and cycling through. That's what's going to start really picking up competition wise. It's going
there's
to be
going
real
to be
fun.
two amazing defenders joining the league next year. You know, Engel Flugel and
Dexter Hall.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's really gonna help. That's gonna help the league in general.
yeah. So I mean, it's
Actually, Gum Arabic will be too.
Gum Arabic won't be in the pros next year.
Yeah, he will. I have to.
I don't think he can.
I don't have my season 7 pick, and I can go over 300. I'm not gonna be at like the max you could possibly be at, but I'm just gonna be there.
So you're just going to make sure you update and don't stop.
Is this Arabic's second year?
3rd, going in.
Oh wow, he's older than I thought.
Time flies, man.
Yeah,
Never mind. Then
I kind
in
of
that
forgot
case,
sometimes.
It seemed like just yesterday you made him. I forgot he was a junior.
well, that is very interesting because I think he would be.
You gotta change that board again.
You could probably get him second round.
Don't you have to draft
Oh
him
no,
first?
you have to take him first round.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I have to. That's why I'm trying to get rid of Tacoma's pick, so I can just take him with our pick at like 4th
know
or
what?
5th.
I recommend keeping him down another year. And I think
I
you and
don't
can
have my
work-
season 7 pick.
I think something could be worked out.
What do you mean?
Offering you a potential trade for next season.
Basically, if I end up taking over for HBV, which is a very real possibility, I would need a first round pick this year.
Because he has to take himself.
Yeah, but then I could trade my first next year for your first this year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's why we said Charlotte isn't picking you up. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when I said Lee might not be available. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
Wait, so are you becoming like the for real GM of Huntington Beach?
If there are no viable applicants,
Like you're gonna be
obviously,
full on not not even like interim or anything. You're just gonna be full GM.
I mean, yeah. If
Like
no one
Lee's gonna go
applies
there and everything.
for Tacoma, that was an emergency fill in just to get them legal so that we could have games.
But we got there, so it's all good.
I did as well as I could to make sure that I didn't screw them with any of my decisions as an interim GM when signing contracts. But like I didn't mess with their strategies, their playbooks, or anything. I signed them to deals that made sense for the team and where they were at. The players were happy with the contracts, and
let me see.
They've won some games. I think everyone like it worked out well. But I wasn't really a GM. However, we're going into next season needing 2 GMs. Now, right now, we believe we have an applicant for one of those teams. I won't spoil who that is or where that individual might be going because he hasn't actually said.
Hey, Turch, you been reading the Twitch chat? Kill Scroll has some things to say. He said he spent the 52 mil and jumped way ahead at the start. That's why he was so much better. It just irks me how you basically said those seasons don't count because everyone else sucked.
What you mean? Wait.
He was talking about what Turch was saying earlier.
Yeah.
About the lack of defense.
Yeah. But like I always say about like especially like early portions of assemblies, you can't really control your competition. All you can control is what you could do with your CPE, and I can see where you're coming from with that. But Turch, you got anything to say in regards to that? Because I'll sword you.
So
right
if let's say right now, Ulf Jacobson were put into that exact same situation that Action was in, he would have done better.
I mean, obviously, but he also
has
had
higher
a full
TPE,
college
like
career before he joined the league. Like that's kind of the trade-off.
What'd you say was the first part of that?
Ulf had the benefit of a full college career before starting his pro career.
Well, even if you take off the 140, 20 something for that, he'd still be higher by season
it was
2,
more than
I
that.
think. Especially with the broken amount of money you could give players at the time.
Action started right at the beginning of the league. He didn't go through college at all, so all the players that skipped college automatically got boosted to 300. So essentially, you're starting at your uncapped season.
Okay. So the 120 is about right, yeah.
Whereas Ulf, he went through college, he uncapped, so he naturally had that senior season go higher when he came into the league.
Which was about 120, yeah.
But even then, like, it's not even a knock on either running back either, because both of them are beasts. And when like both of them, when their seasons are over, I won't be surprised if those two are the top 2 all time.
I mean, I will.
Action's not going to be top 2 all time.
Yeah, he's not going to have a long enough career.
He's got a pretty good head start.
Yeah, he's got a head start, but staying power matters. I mean, he's already the number 3 this year at this point.
No, I'm talking about like career. I'm talking about career.
I know, but what I'm saying is like he's losing ground that fast, and he hasn't even started regressing.
I don't know. Y'all think y'all sleeping on my man's right there. Watch, he's gonna light a fire in his head. He's gonna light a fire in Action Jackson. That's what I said. I think it's gonna be
like
one
I
of the
hope so. I really do. Like
two 2K seasons, almost 3-1. I mean, you got the stats to back it
The
up.
thing is the thing is with what you're saying is that you can't take into account the competition. You kind of have to in the grand scheme of things.
Not
Like,
really.
think about it. If you're looking at like any league, you go back 50 years, the level of competition is nowhere near where it is now. Any real league, sim league, you go back probably about
But that was a nice dive.
75% of their league's history, it's not going to be anywhere near the competition unless the league's dying, which normally will result in the same thing happening later on, which isn't good. So basically, if your competition's getting better, you're getting a better league. So, like, if it's a good thing we're getting more competition, but it's just we can't really, like, you can't really. I know you can't control it, but it has to be taken into account.
Is it kind of like the argument with Bill Russell being one of the better players of all time? I mean, every league is going to have their eras. You know what I mean? Like, even then, like his Action Jackson is going to definitely have a huge mark on the league in regards to just being a great running back. That's not going to be changing, but I don't know. I still think he's sleeping a little bit.
Still the best running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be easy to go, yeah, he was the greatest, and when there's no competition, like he just feasted. But even once there was competition, he still showed he was the best. The moment he had competition, the dominance disappeared. Completely disappeared.
Well, I mean, you also have to take into account his situation in Huntington Beach because he got a quarterback.
Played by a rookie.
He got a quarterback that can pass, though. That's the thing.
But that doesn't affect yards. But that means his yards per carry should be higher.
Is it?
No, he is getting outrun by a rookie on an expansion team.
Oh, you're talking about this season.
Yes.
To be fair,
yeah.
To be fair, his quarterback isn't throwing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about total yardage. I'm talking about efficiency. Action Jackson is on a team that has a legit deep threat. Hawk is not. So when Pittsburgh is playing against teams, they're able to just focus on stopping the run game. All they're worried about is Hawk. When Action Jackson is playing against teams, they have to worry about your mom. And yet, despite that, and despite the fact that Hawk is a rookie and AJ is a veteran who has not yet hit regression, Hawk is outrunning him on a per carry basis. That is embarrassing.
I'm still gonna. You still gotta talk about scheme when you're saying this still. I still gotta keep that in play when we're talking about this. Montaigne is throwing over 100 more times than their quarterback is. So obviously they're leaning towards. I mean, I know it's not affecting in regards to
yards per carry.
I know, but it still affects the scheme and how they're running their offense. He's not running the same offense.
It also affects the defensive schemes as well if they have to worry about a passing attack.
They got to worry about everything. They got to worry about the run game. They got to worry about the receivers, everybody.
No, they don't have to worry about the run game.
You sure?
The run game's only getting 3 yards a carry.
So they don't have to worry about a guy that has a long rushing touchdown of 72? He could still run it deep if you leave him in space. You can't deny the talent that's still there just because he's not exactly getting the production. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. And it also does. I didn't say that either. Like their offensive line isn't all that great either. As well. I mean, there's some factors in there we ain't talking about.
Well, isn't like Arizona the only team with an offensive line?
No, I
Pittsburgh has one. Charlotte has one. Tacoma does not have one. And actually,
I didn't buy any box for Tacoma.
Mm-hmm.
I think only one team has a D line though. And is that Pittsburgh?
Sagan?
I think only one team has a D line though, and is that Pittsburgh?
Arizona has one. Pittsburgh does not. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
everyone else doesn't have one.
So basically, we're seeing
line
the
would
impact
honestly,
of the bots then.
Mm-hmm.
if I had to pick between offensive or defensive line, I'd pick defensive line. Like we have a team that passes. We don't really need it for the run.
Are you saying that having good pass blocking isn't important?
It's important, but it really hasn't proven necessary. Like, yeah, he's gotten sacked. Bridges has gotten sacked a few times, but has it really?
See,
Like,
to be honest, we don't see many sacks generally.
but Ulf Jacobson has a $5 million O-line as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there. They have the best O-line in the game, and it's right now like you can add that into the talks here as well. I see Cole Scroll, he defended himself as he should in the chat. Thank you for being here, by the way. We still love you, by the way. Ain't nobody hating on you. But yeah, those, like there's small intricacies within the game of football that do take into play. I think the offensive line for Arizona is helping them out offensively a lot. It's not showing the sacks. I have to see if AW can add the sacks in there as well for the quarterbacks. I'd love to see those in there, along with the games played. Definitely.
We were looking at career at the beginning of the stream. Dexter Hall isn't close to the top. He's overwhelmingly at the top.
Dexter Jackson.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's a brain part on my part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dexter Jackson is absolutely destroying in career numbers.
90 TFLs.
But you are not leading in tackles. It is your teammate Billy Bob Booker Thompson that's in the lead right now.
So is Dexter Jackson the best linebacker of all time?
Moment?
I'd have to say yes, me personally.
I don't know if that one will hold because that one's harder to predict.
I mean, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean,
he don't have the tackle totals, but he has the tackle for loss. He has the forced fumbles. He's second in fumble recoveries. He's got interceptions and pass deflections too, and he has 3 touchdowns. No one else has 2. I mean, it's kind of tough to go against that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Arn could get there at some point, but like, I think
you can't predict the touchdowns.
Yeah.
But you can predict updating your speed when you have the ball. When you had the ball in open space, no one was touching the man. He had 2 in the game. Yeah, that's true as well, Cole Scroll. He had 2 in one game. That's pretty crazy.
Don't get me wrong. If I had to guess, I would expect Arn to be higher. Who knows? Maybe even Cushing will pass one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, earning matters. If nothing else, it means an extra season in the league to rack up stats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Arn will definitely have a longer career than Dexter.
Don't forget Preston as well. Still in the backfield as well. And
honestly, the reason I keep forgetting about Preston, it's not a disrespect. I keep thinking he's a safety.
Yeah,
he is. For some reason, I thought he was a strong safety. Well, that's why then.
He is a strong safety, but he's played like 96% of his snaps at linebacker.
I get you, but that is generally why I keep not mentioning him. I keep sorting him as a safety.
Stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just look at Datsun's career stats right now?
Mm-hmm.
So
what
you got? So you got Tacoma.
Mm-hmm.
You had 19 tackles, 2 TFLs, no sacks, a forced fumble, and an interception. In Charlotte, in 6 games, you have pretty much done better than you have done in Tacoma in an entire season. And in St. Louis, you basically just did all that times 15 pretty much.
Yeah, that's why you got to flip over to the safety side. That is where you're going to get a majority of his stats there. He played mostly safety in Tacoma.
Oh.
And where he has 54 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 15 deflected passes.
Oh, that makes more sense now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, how did you get that few stats in Tacoma?
Don't get me wrong, I had to double take myself. I totally forgot that I was in Tacoma at safety for a minute. But yeah, that's where some of his stats are. So it's a little split up, but I like his career so far. He's been doing very well for me, I'd say.
The only thing with these stats is that I wish there was just a full defensive category.
Full defensive category?
What do you mean?
So like linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties all in the same tab?
It would also make it a lot easier for players like Datsun that have played multiple positions. Like, I'd have to go through the sheets and add up his I
think that could be possible in another sheet, but we do it mostly for award purposes. It'll make it a lot easier to break
does
down.
make it a lot easier for that.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying. That kind of like how it is in DDSPF.
Like, could we just get a thing off to the right that's just like defense?
Oh, so like just have it all like linebackers, cornerback, safety, and then defense total type deal?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, no. Yeah, I wouldn't hate it either.
Like defensive player, defensive rookie of the year, like that would help, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with that. I'll ask AW when we get offline about it. See if we can get that popping. Let me see if there's anything else.
We've been on for 2 hours.
Oh yeah, Kill Skrill, both 90 speed. Well, you could get your equipment. You'll make them both 93. Actually, is he? I thought he was already 93. Is it? No, that was.
I don't think any linebacker can go over 90.
Yeah, you can't. Could have swore.
No.
Yeah, I could have swore.
No, I mean.
No, I was saying linebackers. I know action can.
Mm-hmm.
Not capped, but if you get equipment, you can get it to 93.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking base caps. My bad.
Yeah.
But no,
the equalizer, an outside linebacker could go to 90, and the sideline sweeper, which is pretty much the same build, honestly. Inside and outside linebacker is pretty much the same build all the way through.
Max you can get is 98 on a either one of the running back or receiver builds or a corner.
Mm-hmm. Or safety. Free safety could go to 95.
Yeah, I think so.
And strong safety also could go to 95. I haven't seen any speedster strong safeties made. I'm a little surprised.
No.
I'm a little surprised at that, but it is what it is. I don't know. I'm still kind of curious on what I might do a hard corner build. I might try to do like a balanced corner. I'm not going to do a lockdown. That's too easy.
Too easy?
It's too easy. Yeah.
Stacks doesn't want career stats.
I don't need career stats. I'm Stacks. I could do what I want.
Stacks doesn't want anything. He just wants his career earnings to be really high.
I want my monies. I could do technique probably. I'll probably do technique. Get the best ability to get interceptions and stuff. See if I could pass that. That's actually not a bad build. Yeah, the technique's pretty beast. I think Jordan Veen is a technique, if I can remember.
Yeah, Veen's technique, but I'm pretty sure his speed cap's at 85.
Actually, cap's at 90.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, it is.
Technique is 90.
He just doesn't have it there.
Mm-hmm. I remember he was in Mile High for a good minute, and like he was at 70 like the whole time, but then like when transferring over to what's the name, all of a sudden he's 80. I was like, what? He jumped up real quick. He was so slow for a minute.
Oh,
but
he had some to spend when he came to St. Louis, so I was just like put it in speed because it was a 70.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
or like a 75 or something.
We've been rolling for like 2 hours, man.
I'm really excited to see Veen develop. Same with Carter.
You got a good secondary coming for you, for real.
Before we had Montaigne, and that was pretty much it. But now we've got Veen and Carter, who I can pretty much put anywhere that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, besides linebacker, none of them can play linebacker, which is going to be annoying when Otero gets bad. But
Kill
If
Scroll said
I remember
he
correctly,
has a
Dean is
93.
only
Mm-hmm.
CB or
What?
strong safety, right?
what?
Dean is CB and strong safety, if I remember correctly.
Yes, actually, I'm like re-rolling or whatever my defense or gum into a linebacker, so we'll have a linebacker. Or
Oh wow.
that knockoff strong safety linebacker that Stacks has. I'm stealing your build.
That swift decision, man. That joint be clean.
Okay, I saw
Which arc does
Preston's
Arn have? I'm sorry.
Arn. It's no, it's like prototype.
I think I went
I
equalizer for
honestly don't
fishing.
remember.
I don't know.
I can check real quick. Hold on.
Oh, field general, isn't it? Is that what you said?
I have no idea.
He has no clue. Yeah. I'll check. Have it up. Aaron
Defensive-
Jacobson. He is a defensive QB.
QB.
Defensive QB. Yeah. Let me see here. What else we got? What else we got? Do you think there are broken builds at the current moment?
Corner.
I definitely remember seeing some in cornerback, or in defensive back.
Burner. Corner.
What, the lockdown?
So I
Or
think
lockdown. But you say the tackling's gonna make up for it, but it doesn't seem like it will.
I don't think tackling is important for defensive backs. I really don't. The only exception, you can argue for strong safety, because there are some packages out there where the strong safety absolutely has to make tackles.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, I think tackling is a huge waste of TP for defensive backs.
For the most part, they'll bring them down, like if they're right next to them, like if they make the catch, right?
Yeah, it's such an easy tackle.
But I think more the tackle is more for those, like say for instance, the running back runs to the left and the other cornerback on the other side has to like chase him down, and you see that animation where they kind of just like go through him and they don't drop him down. Maybe that where it comes into play more. But even then, if you have the speed, more often times than not, you're bringing them down. From what I've seen.
Well, yeah, that's why I made gum a lockdown, but I'm switching anyway. So
I think that's why I want to do a one that has high tackle. I want to test that out.
That's why I wish I could test him, but I can't.
Because you broke. Just kidding. I mess with you. You just young.
Okay, I'm not broke anymore. I got like $100.
Well, it ain't enough for a computer to run the game, and you didn't even buy the game, so.
I did not get Sunburnt for free.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Offensively, you think any broken builds up to this point? Because at this point, no one has like a close to max build outside of quarterback and corner, right?
The tight end position in general, like Colby was saying.
Yeah.
And also, if at its max potential, I think burner receiver or like track star running back could be absolutely broken.
Mm-hmm.
Once.
But that's
in
a nice
this league,
block.
we have never seen a fully stacked build, besides basically what Montanes have done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like.
I can't wait for next year because they're going to add some. I'm sorry. I can't wait for next year because they're going to add some quarterback runs.
What?
Quarterback runs. Yes.
I'm
that
genuinely
will be really
happy.
Interesting. So Montaigne will have 1 year of being able to exploit that before starting to regress.
F.
Okay. Me and Beast gonna talk.
You and Beast gotta talk?
No, not right now. I'm just saying we gotta talk about the speed. Because I'm pretty sure he's at like 30 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how, like, is the
Oh God, you're starting
are
another
the
one?
playbooks going to be expanded in 23?
We could cut it off whenever. I was just kind of rolling.
What?
Oh yeah, I was just like running through games while we were talking and stuff.
Oh. No, wait, what?
Oh no, I
I
was
was
just
saying,
saying
are
we're
the
running
play-
games. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
go ahead.
saying, are the playbooks going to be expanded in 23?
Yeah.
Like, very much, or a little bit?
A good amount. A good amount.
Okay,
Well, I'm gonna hop out.
okay.
Alright, man. Appreciate you for stopping by. Yeah, we're about to cut this off in a little bit. Though. I was just like playing around on the game and stuff. But any closing thoughts before we let loose? Turts? Caboose?
Not really.
Not particularly, man. Pretty
C-
much, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Mm-hmm.
CHP gonna go undefeated 2 consecutive years.
Big
No.
facts. Big
St.
facts.
Louis is going to win the United Bowl.
We'll talk about that once you get a positive record, which should be like in the next
Sean-
2
Sean
weeks or so.
Bridges Sean Bridges is going to win MVP. Sean Bridges is going to win MVP.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that. It might be going to
Is
your
that more
wide
reasonable?
receiver. It might go to your wide receiver. You never.
Do you think your mom's going to win another MVP?
She on her way.
Honestly,
She on her way. She doing good.
You know what? I do want to stick around for that genuine MVP guesses because honestly, that's a tough call this year. At the moment, the first 2 names that come to mind are Ulf
Mm-hmm.
and probably Caitlin.
Caitlin?
Yeah,
Or
Caitlin.
Rebecca.
Oh, not biased at all, I swear.
I'll have to see
Caitlin
what
on
Caitlin's
defense?
interception. Yeah, I'll have to see what the interception numbers look like at the end of the season. I think it's a little too early to call in regards just on the interceptions alone, but that's pretty much everyone in the cornerback position. But I definitely agree with Ulf. Your mom is definitely up there, quarterback wise. I wouldn't say Sean Bridges quite yet. Rebecca's definitely doing her thing, and might even say Dominique 2 times. Like,
No.
right? Hey, you can look at the stats. It's looking pretty nice. 18 touchdowns, 2
So-
interceptions, 60% completion, leading the league.
So,
It's not bad.
at the moment, it looks like your mom is the only receiver with a generally high amount of yards. I'm not going to look through everybody.
Yojo ain't bad.
Yeah, but your mom is the only player right now with a significant amount of yards, with over half of them coming after the catch.
Yeah,
That's my
624
thing
to
with
1209.
To be fair though, like you really have to be careful looking at any one stat because it's going to favor different types of players.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but the thing is, if a receiver is going to win MVP, then the yards
don't-
after catch
receiver
have to
will,
be
though.
high.
Like I didn't say any receiver would win it.
Well, we were talking about MVP, and then I was saying your mom has over half of her yards after catch, and if a receiver is getting over half of their yards after the catch, they're making a huge impact on the game. Now, yeah, you're going to have times where the quarterback just throws you in it completely wide open, but you're going to have the times where you got to get around people and all that. And you don't get that unless you're a really good receiver. Like, you'll occasionally get it, but unless you have
Or if you're the receiver that's on the team with the best secondary and therefore you're the one facing the easiest defenses.
Would you throw Dexter Jackson into the mix if he gets 10 plus sacks and 100 tackles? At this point in the career in USFA, that has not happened.
Yeah, if he gets that, but
I mean, you know
will he?
what? I could see Dexter.
I mean, 55 tackles. He's like on pace for what? 120 some tackles, over 50 tackles for loss, and actually he's on pace for around like 12 sacks. Like that would be a pretty nice line right there.
This is a very anti-QB discussion right now, but
There's too many QBs that are too comparable in efficiency.
But then you also could factor in how the team is done, especially if Arizona does well. Would that boost Dominique and
Basically, like
health
when I think
status?
MVP,
Mhm.
I think a player who stands out, and if you can barely win at your position, like look at the difference between Montaigne and any other cornerback.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Like they're just so. And to be fair, you can almost make the same case for Dexter Jackson at linebacker. So, I mean,
Arn is
basically,
close.
this could be the year that a defender wins it because the two players that are standing out the most at their positions or in their position groups are defensive players.
You can honestly say Alpha's in that category if you want to check offense. Double the touchdowns from the second down, hasn't fumbled. Yeah. But I could definitely agree though. A lot of good candidates up to this point of the season, and we still got a good amount of games left. I can't wait to get to them all. Oh yeah, he's I see Kill Scroll in the chat. He said Dexter for MVP. And
I mean, if Dexter keeps it up, it's a real possibility. At the moment, he's in my top 3. I'll just say it that way.
The thing is that with this, how many of the GMs are going to be willing to vote a defensive player for MVP? That's the thing. Like I'd be iffy on it, but like, how many people want a defensive player to win MVP? It's just like, it's good because, but unless that defensive player truly like broke a bunch of records like Dex is, if you're saying he's gonna do that, then yeah, obviously. But like, if he doesn't break the records and he's just the best linebacker, like, you can't really say.
But what if he doesn't break those records and is the best defensive player at the same time?
Yeah, like if he breaks all the records, then yeah.
That's just a really unfair standard if an offensive player just has to be better than average. But a defensive player has to break all the records.
An offensive player inherently makes more of an impact on a game.
I disagree with that.
I mean, yes, if you are, I don't know.
Think about when we were talking about Sassafras earlier, and how that HBV defense went from competent to a complete disaster off one player, and tell me a defensive player can't make that big an impact. Because Sassafras absolutely made that big an impact. And I believe that if you look at what Caitlin has done, I mean, you're looking at an extra 11 passes that would have been completions and 2 less turnovers. As bad as your record is, what do you think it would have been without Caitlin?
It would have been, well, our 2 wins weren't really close, so it'd probably be the same. But if you think about it this way, if this is how I think about any real like MVP discussion. At quarterback, if you had a quarterback, if you yanked Sean Bridges out of St. Louis, you threw him out of the league, and you plopped a average quarterback at that exact same position, how would he do?
There'd be almost no difference, given that the top quarterback in the league right now is a 300 TP inactive.
Okay, so you take your mom out of St. Louis and replace her with Delibird. I don't know, an average receiver.
If you're saying an average, like a 300 TP, you probably still have the same record because, like you said, neither of your wins were really close.
And that's
Yeah,
assuming you still
well-
have Darren Eliason as well, right?
Yep, you still
Because
have
Darren
Eliason.
Eliason is still
would pick up
comparable.
some of the pace.
Yeah.
So if Huntington Beach has no Dexter Jackson, would they have, if you yanked him out of there and replaced him with, I don't know, Kendall Young from Pittsburgh, what would he do?
Well,
Well,
David
perhaps he-
Koala
I think
technically is
realistically-
having a pretty good season behind him as well with
Yeah.
48
I
tackles.
don't know.
I don't know if he'll have the same sack numbers in the spot that Dexter Jackson is, but I'd say they'd still be in a pretty comparable spot.
I mean, if we're just playing the what would the record be,
Mm-hmm.
with HBV, you can take almost any player away and say that would cost them a game because that one win was so ridiculously close
Well, yeah.
that almost
it's-
anything would have tipped it.
And then you go a
I
little
mean-
bit further. Billy Bob Booker Thompson is no slouch either on defense from the linebacker spot as well. So, I mean,
I think greatness should be celebrated on either side of the ball. And I've seen two standout performances thus far this season from defenders.
mhm.
So for me, there are two defenders that I'm looking at for MVP and one offensive player. Your mom, I would say, is currently the wide receiver of the year and might have a claim to offensive player of the year. Although, to be honest, I am leaning Ulf on that.
Mhm.
But there's still a lot of season left, so I don't want to rule it out.
I think
But
my
honestly,
top
there's not
5.
that huge a gap between your mom and Yojo, because while your mom does have those yards after the catch that you care about so much, Yojo has the higher catch percentage.
And lower drop percentage
Yeah.
So
on more targets and catches.
So here's what I have for your mom. So, yards after catch.
You've made that case
Yeah.
3 separate times, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't,
Yards
I
after
can't hear
catch
it
is
again.
important. It's important.
Everything is important. Yards after catch only matter if you catch.
Okay, and she does catch.
Not as well as Yojo.
Not as well, but 6%.
No.
But okay, just listen to me for a second.
No.
9 yards after catch. 9 yards after catch per reception.
The horse is dead. Stop beating it.
I'm really looking forward to the one vote your mom is gonna have for wide receiver of the year.
Okay.
Ah!
he could, in his words, set every record. And he'll just be so sick of hearing about it. We all vote.
Yo, Caboose, you remember back in the other league when me and Spartan went back at it for like a good 2 pages arguing our cases for that was fun.
The league that shall not be named.
Yeah, another league.
And
That one. That
and
we've
Killa,
already
just to
surpassed.
comment on what you said, look at Caitlin Montaigne.
What was that?
Because while I will agree that right now your game is by far best out of linebackers, I wouldn't necessarily say all positions because of Montaigne.
Mm-hmm.
Montaigne is embarrassing defensive backs comparable to how Jackson is embarrassing linebackers.
See, and I kind of think the opposite, though. And I think it's mostly just because of the interceptions. I was hoping to at least see maybe 4. Sacks is like that thing for linebackers,
Interceptions wasn't even the first thing that drew my eye to Montaigne. It was the deflections.
I mean, yeah, they got the deflections. That's perfectly fine, but I don't know. Caleb Montaigne, I think probably should have at least 4. It's the I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the big thing. Getting the ball back from the other team. And as you can see, the pass deflections is 11. Maybe one of those opportunities could have been an interception instead of a ball that hits the ground.
Then again, it also could have been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Definitely could.
On the USFA career stats, why does it say that Sassafras played in Charlotte and got 21 tackles, 3 TFLs, a touchdown, and 2 pass deflections?
He included the beta season, which shouldn't actually be counted.
Oh,
Wait, he counted
Which
the
one?
beta season?
Which one?
You counted the beta season?
Which one? I'm trying to find. What's up?
in the
On
in,
USFA career stats. Stats fast, SRS fast on CB.
Oh, I might accidentally put one in there. I'll take it out. Because I was going through all the stats that I've sent to, I was going through the big ass line of stats that I sent to Dusty, and I had to find through them. I didn't know which one was season 1 or not, so I probably just accidentally put them in. Let me see if I can find them real quick.
all right. Well, I am gonna hop off this time. You guys take care.
Alright, man, be safe. I'm gonna close it off here, though, while I work on that. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. Thanks again for all the people that came in the booth. And I'm looking forward to the next edition of Stack 'em Up Podcast. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you tomorrow for the CSFA week number 6. We'll talk to you later. Say goodbye to your people.
Have a good one, bro.
Later.
Goodbye.